Why don't men want to talk about their feelings? Why don't they want to talk a lot in relationships? Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Charmaine.
I'm Jomo.
We've been married for over 2 decades, and we want to and we're going to talk to you today about 5 reasons why men don't want to talk about their feelings.
Have you ever felt like you married a mute?
When you're trying to talk about your feelings or trying to pull out of your spouse something that you know may be buried deep and it's just not working. We want to talk about 5 reasons why men don't like to talk a lot or express their feelings in relationships.
Research states that on average, a woman uses 3 to 4 times more words per day than a man. It seems like women like to talk a lot.
Don't you think though, and I'm not trying to say all women are like this.
Or all men.
Or all men.
Correct.
But
in general,
women are better communicators than men.
I think men have been forced to be quiet based on upbringing and background.
They were raised.
And oftentimes, the emotional part of a man that would cry or feel has been deadened by people, whether it's a father, whether it's sports,
or
whether
society
it's
in general.
military. I mean, you have been programmed that this doesn't hurt, and it
Yeah.
really hurts.
Yeah.
But you've been programmed.
To be tough.
To be tough. I remember I was in college and had just started playing football. And man, I hurt myself a number of times and I would not communicate. My shoulder, my knee, I would never say anything. And they would say this, you can't make the club in the tub, meaning you cannot make the team injured. So you would always suppress, not talk about, not express what you're going through because you don't want to be considered soft or a wimp. So I think so many times as men, we have been conditioned to be quiet.
So number 1, men are taught not to show their feelings.
Yeah, and it's not healthy for a marriage or a relationship because I had to really grow into this space of expressing my feelings, expressing my pain.
Right.
When I lost my mother, I did not know how to articulate what I was going through. And Charmaine tried to help me through it, but it was not, you couldn't say anything to me in that space.
Right.
And so we as men have to work on expressing ourselves more so that we let them in. When you think about Adam and Eve, how Eve is speaking to the serpent.
Right.
I wonder why.
Was Adam not trying to talk?
Could it be? Adam wasn't saying nothing. So just something to think about.
Right. Number 2, men are problem solvers. They're natural problem solvers. So if they see, a problem, they're wanting to just solve it and be done.
Yes.
They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to process it through words.
Correct.
Mark Twain said this, to a man with a hammer, everything looks like a nail. They just want
to start hammering it.
Right, and be done.
And I know for me, I just want to get to the end of it.
Right.
Okay, so what's the solution?
Right.
What we need to do.
How many men have cut their wives off when they're trying to talk to them, or the wife is trying to process the information through, like words, and the husband just cuts them off and say, okay, so what's the solution? Okay, so can you tell me exactly what the problem is so we can get to the solution?
That's me.
So, yeah.
I have done that. I don't do it as much.
Anymore, you don't.
I can't say I've never done it.
You've definitely gotten better.
Yeah, well, of course, I'm trying to stay married. If you're trying to stay married, you got to get better at these things.
All right, number 3, men tend to internalize their issues.
All day long.
Yeah, and just not want to express themselves.
Or pretend like it's not there.
And everything that gets bottled up inside
Comes
is going
out.
to be released eventually.
And the challenge is if you allow it to stay bottled up too long, it's going to be released at the wrong place and at the wrong time.
And it'll be exaggerated and blown out of proportion.
And people will think you're not healthy.
Right.
Because you have mismanaged your emotion.
I think we saw that, like when somebody slapped somebody on stage, but we're not going to go there right now.
What you talking about?
I think we saw that.
What?
Somebody balling up their emotions.
What?
And then all of a sudden it just came out.
What?
Yeah. On Chris Rock's face.
What?
But we're not going to go there.
You know,
all right.
Chris Rock said he ain't talking about it until he get a contract.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
He gonna get
we gonna make that money.
I ain't mad at him. if anybody want to slap me to give me some money, here it is. And Jesus said, give him the other cheek too. Now see, now that would have been funny. That would have been funny if Chris Rock said turn the cheek and say slap the other one. Now that would have been deep. Talking about, hey man, that didn't hurt. Do the side too. You know, because if he would have thought in that moment to give, hey, Will, come get the other cheek. That would have been gangster.
Yeah.
Woo! Listen, that would have been like epic.
That would have been
epic when if he turned the cheek.
Bible right there.
Yeah, if he turned in the next joke, he said, you know what, Will, you know what? Let me give you the other cheek.
Dang.
Golly, boy, if he I don't know, he may not have that word in him, but boy, that would have been good.
All right, number 4, men hope the relationship issue will just go away. Go away. Like, let's not even deal with it. How many of us in marriages or even in a relationship, you see the issue, it's slapping you in the face constantly. You don't want to approach it. You don't want to deal with it because you're trying to avoid confrontation.
All day long.
You don't want the confrontation. You don't want to not get some tonight, so you don't want to make her mad, so you just don't say anything. We don't address the issue.
What about with it sweeping under the rug?
Right.
Just because the truth is you never change what you don't confront.
Right.
And if you don't confront it, you're not going to change it. And if you don't confront, you allow. And don't complain about what you allow. So we have to be mindful that love comforts and love confronts.
Right.
And I hate confrontation, but every now and then I have to talk to her.
Right.
And every now and then she has to talk to me. And most of the times I don't like what she got to say.
Right.
But I understand the where it's coming from.
Right. I think too, when we try to avoid confrontation, we don't trust the person with our heart.
Absolutely.
So if you trust somebody with your heart and you know that they're going to protect your heart at any means necessary, then you know that you can be vulnerable to them and discuss things with them. And regardless of what they say, they're going to look after your heart first.
Yeah.
So number 5.
Men don't get how important the relationship is. So
the issue.
The issue is, so sometimes, and I've seen this where it's, you know, I didn't think it was that big a deal. And then I see her reaction and she's like tore up.
I'm like crying, like, it hurt my feelings when you did. And he's like, wow, babe,
I didn't know it was like that.
That was not my intentions.
I didn't know you tore up like that. And so oftentimes we don't understand the totality of the damage. And sometimes even women may wait too long to communicate it. And when it is communicated, it's not communicated in a fashion that a person can receive it.
Oh, that's good.
It's almost like you just vomited it on me. And we're you know, I wasn't ready for what just happened to me.
Right.
So you may feel like you got sucker punched. And if you ever been sucker punched like I have been, you ain't got no option but to start swinging hard because you don't even know where it's coming from. So you put yourself in a bad spot when you have not set the stage for a difficult conversation, because difficult conversations are a part of a relationship.
I think it goes back to trust too.
Yeah. Real talk.
Yeah. So that was our 5 reasons why we feel like men don't express their feelings.
Now to all my brothers out there, if you want to have a lasting relationship, this is an area that you have to develop. Even if you don't like to talk, want to talk, or express yourself, it's an area that you need to develop.
Right.
Perfect example. I played football, okay? During the game, we're talking the whole time about the play, the call. Why? Because we want to win. If you hear a quarterback before the play, you'll hear a quarterback, the Peyton Manning, Omaha, red, black. What are they doing? They're communicating because they want to win. If you want to win in marriage, you're going to have to learn to communicate in marriage.
Right.
And it may not be comfortable at first, but to win, you have to communicate.
That's good.
Well, love y'all. Remember,
love, laugh, and learn.